Good afternoon, Stampin' Friends. It's time for another Tidbits with Susan. We're on here right side up today and not backwards. We finally figured that out. So many thanks to my great friend Darlene, who is very patient with me. And let me get started. Today we're going to be looking at a new stamp cut and embossing folder. It is a sunflower. I think you can see that there. And you open it up, and this is a large size, so you can have a paper in here that will cut 2 card bases, or however you want to use it. So one side is the side that embosses, and one is the debossed side. And this is what it looks like when the paper comes out. You can see that this is the embossed side. It's sticking up. And this is the debossed side. It is dented in. So I'm going to show you some different things with this. The first one is my first attempt at following directions. I use Secret C, which is probably too dark, and you can see I've got streaks. So I did the embossed side, which hits the high points of all the petals, and the debossed side, which hits the outlines, so you get a different look. So this is probably the best flower to look at on either side. Then, because I was feeling brave, I started with pumpkin pie, and you take your stamp pad, and from this side where it's the closest, you run it, let me show you. You're going to run it tilted. You can see that I've added some, so it's just this edge. Let's see what happens if I try it on this side. No, not today. So that's all you do. You don't lay it flat. You've got it tilted. And it's a good way to get ink all over your fingers. So we'll put this over to the side. So I started out with pumpkin pie, and then I went over it with Cajun clays, and then I did Poppy Parade. And you can see that I've got some pretty dark colors here, but then to finish it off, I used sponge daubers, dipped it in the color, and then sponged around there. I also went like this and flicked it, so it's got a darker color near the center, and it's lighter out towards the edges. Now this is not meant to fill in all the white parts. So then I used the green, the Mossy Meadow, to sponge in the leaves. So these are sponge daubers. I believe we sell them at $6, well, I won't quote it. Okay, now here is, this was the debossed side. Then I did the embossed side with the same techniques. So you can see the difference. Darker in the spaces, lighter in the spaces. So this is the card that I'm going to make. Oh, let me show you another one. I didn't like the way this color came out here, but it's some more practice. And then I tried one, and using the embossed side, I used my Stampin' Blends and colored it in. So there's another look that you might want to do. Okay, now we're going to make a card here. I've got crushed curry, and we're going to layer Mossy Meadow on top of that. Hey, Darlene, I've got my orientation absolutely correct. Okay, and we're going to put this on the card base. This is Mossy Meadow. And then I've got, I knew I wasn't going to remember the name of it. Is that Calypso Coral? I think it is. Calypso Coral. Just a tad bit of that Mossy Meadow showing. And then we're going to add this. Now, do I want that up at the top? Do I want it at the bottom? No, I want it at the top. So here's how it looks like when you put it together. You could put a bow on there. You can put a nice sentiment. I didn't get that far. I'll have to finish that up later. But you can see how the colors that stack behind enhance the colors that are on the card. And then I've got some cards that were made. Here's a card that is just using the dark Secret Sea. Here's a card using Early Espresso. You can see how dramatic that is. And here's a card with Darling Duckling. These have all used the embossed side up. So there's all different sorts of ways to put together cards. And I'm going to leave this one out because I really like it. It's good autumn colors. Autumn will be with us before long. Cooler here in New York. It's only in the low 70s, which is just heavenly. I guess if I imagine heaven would have a moderate temperature, it would be 72. That's a good temperature. I want to grab my Tractor and Company cards to remind you. My chair's backwards, it won't spin around. Tractor and Company. Oops, there's a glare from the window on that. Let me show you the cards again. Here's a fun fold. Thanks for pulling me through, with plenty of room to write your sentiment on. And this is done with the Timeless Plaid. Here's a Christmas card. A birthday card. Looks pretty masculine to me. And here's a Thinking of You. And again, with the Timeless Plaid. And we've got a little bit of the plaid embossing folder. And we've got a seasonal card with some shiny, you can see that. The wheel hubs and the tractor and the trailer are all shiny metallic. Here's another fun fold. Thanks for pulling me through. With the little chicken up there saying, hey. I'd like it to be a rooster, but I think it's a chicken. And here's a chicken sitting on a wire outside a cornfield. And these papers are floral blooms, I believe. And that's a birthday card. So, the class is $30. If you want them to look like these, you'll need to buy the Tractor and Company stamp set and dies. There's dies to cut out all kinds of things in here. Some of them have fallen out. There's the hay. There's the fenders. There's the pumpkins, the Christmas trees, the tractor and the trailer itself, the wheels, and the corn and the corn stalks. That's the roof over the tractor. And then you can see how well used they are. Stamp sets, photopolymer stamp sets, once you stamp them, they can turn pink or orangey, and that's fine. It doesn't affect the quality of the stamp. You can still clean it off and stamp away. So it just shows that you've loved it. So if you want to do them like we did, you would want to purchase that. We've extended the registration fee to for another week. $30, you get everything you need to make the 8 cards, plus envelopes. All the die cuts pieces are cut for you. We cannot stamp anything for you. That would be a copyright violation for Stampin' Up. So, like I said, if you want them to look like this, you'll need to get this, at least the stamp set, because they'll all be die cut for you already. So that is extended for another 2 weeks. And I want to show you one more thing, or talk about one more thing. This is Amber Autumn. I'll be working with it next week. But I wanted to show you, these are being phased out, the red rubber stamps, because it's too difficult to source the materials. So Stampin' Up! Has decided to discontinue them. You can see the intricate patterns on here. That's what you can achieve with the red rubber stamps, but they are, Stampin' Up! Is working on the photopolymer stamps to have them show the same detail. So not only are the red rubber stamps going away, the Stampin' Write markers are going away. The Stampin' Blends are more popular. People are more interested in having the Stampin' Blends. I myself agree with that. And we've got other ways to color, and I'll be showing you that next week. Please stay tuned for working with watercolor pencils and this set right here. It's an online exclusive cling stamp. So, happy crafting. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and I will see you next week. Thanks for sharing this time with me. If you're watching the replay, let me know. Darlene, thanks for being with me. I know I can always count on you, my love. Okay, thank you. And this is it for this edition of Tidbits with Susan. Bye-bye. Happy stamping.